It's time for another music review. And today I'm going to review an album by the band British Sea Power called Valhalla Dancehall. Now, this particular album was the fourth album by the Brighton-based indie rock band, and it was released in January 2011. And it mixes the luminescent, sinister ballads with chaotic, colourful smears of guitar rock. They're very much an indie band survivor, it has to be said. So let's get on to the track listing. I'm going to try and keep this review fairly brief. It took me absolutely ages to actually complete it, which I did yesterday, but I started a review of this almost a year ago. Questions may be asked about that. I guess they're an acquired taste, this band, and they take some getting into. So to the opener, who's in control? Well, it has to be said, indie music has never sounded better. They have a lot of attitude, this band, and it's very conscious of the late 70s punk music movement, I felt. The guitar rock is certainly to the forefront. Lyrically, it's about being militant, not being too preoccupied with personalities. It's very much about issues. So to the second track now, We Are Sound. Well, it continues the thunderous pace with guitar noises and throbbing drums. Thrilling stuff, it has to be said, and neat guitar chords, a bit like solos they are, that hold it together. The lull 3 minutes in just allows you to catch your breath as they prepare for another pacey outro. There's a hint of horns that leads to a quiet finale to surprise the listener, and it's very echoey. Lyrically, I think a calming message to those concerned about the rise of the right wing in Europe again. Track 3, this is called Georgie Ray, and there's a classical piano that opens up the atmosphere as the vocals filter over the top. There's a thrilling rhythm here, slowly builds up into a breathtaking guitar solo, which seals the deal really. The singing melts into the mood, and momentarily I could hear Mercury, Freddie that is, on the piano, which leads to the outro. The band claimed the song was inspired by two famous people, George Orwell and Ray Bradbury, and it probably doesn't need me to remind you that these two guys were very left-wing, and that's how the title emerged, Georgie Ray. And here's a little excerpt from it. Before this day is cemented in memory of Ray, can we all do something instead of pray? And it was good how Georgie warned us. It was good what Georgie said. It's kind of unbelievable now. We are not all dead, because it's not over, all said and done. Next up is a track called Stud Null. It's very much punk rock with a Susie and a Banshee studding bass line. The rhythms is slightly off key, it's somewhat awkward really, giving it a uniqueness. They add in some bizarre noises which creates a nervous chaos to the track. The lyric actually refers to midnight, May the 8th, 1945, when the Second World War ended and a new Germany began. The lyric also reflects moving from child to adult thoughts. And here's an excerpt. You've been on standby for half a century. Such a long time to be always meant to be. Oh, clear the floor. Let's get to the fore. It's Stunt Null, Hour Zero. Song 2 is next. Bursts out the speakers with a strident rhythm. It's very 80s like, burning guitars on top of solid bass drums combos. I hear the sound, a touch of early U2 I heard, a real tour de force though, noises mixed with solid guitar, and also echoes the New York band The Strokes in their early incarnation. A sound not to be ignored, that's for sure. The last 30 seconds reminiscent really of a funeral dirge. Lyrically, it's a sinister tale of being an animal and recognising primal emotions, not too dissimilar to apes and Neanderthals. Luna, there's a dainty piano intro which has a church hall feel. It leads to spiralling guitars with a gentle beat, but it's much more subtle, shimmering keyboard work. The vocals are softer and there's room for a tasteful guitar solo. Lyrically, I think it's a romantic thought for a girl called Luna and time distractions, future thoughts. Here's an excerpt. Are you going to the disco? Hey, are you hoping that you'll all get laid when there are interstellar clouds on the Sussex Downs? Were you hoping that you might get paid? But on the way, did you get waylaid? Now, tomorrow keeps coming today. Very strange lyrics. Next up, Baby. And at this point, the album sort of went a little downhill from my point of view. But Baby has ritual drum segueing into a soft vocal and acoustic guitar. It's got a mystical atmosphere in the laid-back guitar and conjures up celestial experiences, celestial images. And it's over 5 minutes. It doesn't develop that much, unfortunately. Sticks to the mystic mood. Lyrically, lots of odd metaphors here about love for your girl. It follows on, living is so easy. Very much a party mode. The sound again, the tempo is foot tapping. The vocals mesh easily enough, neatly. Easily the most accessible indie rock song on here. It's an odd collection of party visitors in the lyrics. We're on to track 9 now, Observe the Skies. More up-tempo, fast beats here. Solid enough, but uneventful. And there's a nice brief guitar run. Lyrically, the fascination with the sky and its mysteries. And then possibly one of the better tracks on here is the next track, Cleaning Out the Rooms. It's got an atmospheric mood that is captured from the off, and you sense the intermission is over from the previous fillers tracks. It's eerie and hypnotic with some strings added. There's a viola in there adding to the mood apparently, and delicate piano outro. The lyrics, well, have a look at them. I couldn't make no sense of them. A thin black sail, and this is punk at 100 mile an hour. It sounded quite Arctic Monkey style really, but a notch up, particularly explosive, and it's over in a flourish. The lyrics, very dark, deadly images, but certainly strong. Penultimate track is Once More Now. This is a 10-minute monster. It's dreamy, pop ambience, but it struts like The Cure initially, with a few orchestral touches early on. But it becomes drone-like, and with a lack of attitude, it lacks a bit of interest. The lyrics seem to concur with the empty sound. So we move to the finale called Heavy Water. The closer has a simple rhythm that's with vocals not unlike Bono. It lulls you towards the end. Well, again, it's probably a song that could be about love. It could be a trip, possibly drug-induced. It leaves the feeling of a band that's accomplished. But as regards to the album, as I say, fairly standard sort of stuff. There are high moments, but the band has a tendency to drop in the filler, which leaves you thinking, what if they really focus more on getting a great set of songs? But nevertheless, I do like this band, but I don't think this effort is up to the other album, the one before this, Do You Like Rock Music? Okay, that's my review of the 2010 Valhalla Dancehall by British Sea Power.